In a quiet, wealthy neighborhood on the edge of a bustling African city lived the Adebayo family. They were known for one thing: abundance. Their home was large, guarded, and always busy. Luxury cars filled the compound. Generators hummed even when the rest of the city slept in darkness. Their children attended the finest schools, and their name opened doors. People admired them. Some envied them. Others whispered, "These ones don't need God. Money answers all things." And truth be told, the Adebayos believed it too. They weren't atheists, they simply believed God was optional. To them, church was for the poor, prayer was for desperate people. Faith was a backup plan, one they never, ever needed. When a business deal succeeded, they praised their strategy. When sickness came, they called the best doctors. When trouble threatened, their lawyers handled it. God was mentioned only at funerals and weddings, a polite formality, until the night money became useless. It happened so suddenly. Their youngest son, Tund, a bright boy full of laughter, collapsed one evening during dinner. His spoon fell from his hand, his eyes rolled back, and his body stiffened. Panic erupted. Drivers sped through traffic, sirens blaring. Doctors were summoned. Specialists arrived from all over. Tests were run, machines beeped, and hours turned into a blur of fear and confusion. Then, the words no parent ever wants to hear were spoken quietly in a sterile private room. "We've done everything medically possible. There was no explanation, no solution, no guarantee, just silence." For the very first time in their lives, the Adebayos encountered a problem money could not solve. They offered more money, desperately. They demanded more effort. They called doctors abroad, promising fortunes. Nothing changed. Their son lay unconscious, fading away before their eyes. That night, the house that once echoed with loud confidence was filled with a terrifying, heavy silence. The father, a man once so proud and composed, sat on the cold floor, his head buried in his hands. The mother, a woman who had never learned to pray, found herself whispering words she barely understood. "God, if you are there, please." It wasn't a polished prayer. It wasn't loud. It was desperate. And it was real. Later, in a stark hospital corridor, an elderly cleaner, someone they had walked past 100 times without a single glance, gently spoke to the mother. "Madam," she said softly, "there is a God who saves when man has finished trying." That one sentence pierced her heart deeper than any medical diagnosis. For the first time, they were not rich people with a problem. They were just humans, helpless and in desperate need of mercy. So they prayed again, not with pride, not with conditions. This time, they surrendered completely. "If you save him," the father whispered, tears streaming down his face, "we will never, ever live as though you don't exist again." Then something changed. By morning, Tun's condition had stabilized. The nurses were surprised. By the afternoon, his fever broke. By evening, his fingers moved. The doctors were confused. The charts made no sense. But there was no medical explanation for the sudden turnaround. Days later, Tund opened his eyes. He was alive. He was saved. The doctors could not take credit. Science had no answer. And for all their wealth, money had no receipt for this miracle. There was only God. The Adebayos returned home as changed people. The cars were still the same. The house was the same. The wealth remained. But their hearts were different. They finally understood a profound truth that too many of us learned far too late. They learned that wealth can build magnificent houses, but it cannot preserve a single life. Money can buy the best treatment, but it cannot command healing. Influence can open powerful doors, but it cannot overrule destiny. They realized that God is not a last option. He is the foundation of everything. The lesson here is powerful. If riches could save a soul, the rich would never cry. If success could replace God, death would respect bank accounts. No matter how high you rise, no matter how much you achieve, there will always be a moment where only God can stand for you. So don't wait for pain to teach you humility. Don't wait for a devastating loss to introduce you to faith. And please, do not wait until money fails to discover that God is and always has been enough. Because one day, life will ask you a question that all your wealth cannot answer. And in that moment, only God will remain. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that speaks to the heart.